point, and I don't remember the setting, but he basically said that this was going to be the year of Marcus Lee. And I'm sure you heard that or aware of it. So what does that mean to you?
I mean, it just means it's kind of just a year of being able to be relaxed and to kind of take control of everything around you, or everything around you. It's kind of being able to make your team comfortable, um, helping them with whatever they need to be, whatever they need done, and kind of just making sure your team gels together and kind of help your team as much as possible.
Well, when I heard him say it, what I heard was him saying your role was going to be enhanced or could be enhanced to on the floor role, going to be dramatically enhanced when he said this is going to be Marcus Lee's year. How do you interpret something like that? What do you think of my interpretation of that?
I mean, it's a pretty great interpretation, but I mean, basketball's not played with one person unless you're playing one-on-one. But
He's not played what?
it's not played with one person. But so it takes a whole team to do it, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here. Especially this summer, we've tried to bond as much as possible, help our freshmen figure things out as quick as possible because we know how much it takes to get to the places we want to be. So, and that's kind of what we've been stressing this whole time.
What do they need to know? What do you think they need to know first and foremost, the freshmen, that you can impart to them?
I mean, being at Kentucky, there's a lot to deal with and lots of things you have to kind of just get out of your head, and that's kind of.
Such as the things that you got to get out of your head.
I mean, there's just some things that you have to you kind of worry about when you go to college. Like you worry, like you don't really know what's happening when you go to college. That's every freshman. If you play a sport or not, you don't know what's going to happen. So what they have to learn is once you step on the basketball court, all has to just disappear, and that's what most of these basketball players have done. Once they get on the court, everything that's gone wrong on the outside of those lines mean nothing, and that's something I think they've learned pretty quickly.
How's your game, Marcus? How are you better now than you were 2 years ago at this time?
I feel like I'm just more comfortable with myself. I'm starting to understand what I can and can't do, how I can do it, how I can impact my team, and how I can help my team. And I feel like I've been able to zone in on that and kind of control it. And once I was able to do that, I'm able to help my team as much as possible.
What are those things that you can and can't do that you've learned?
I feel like that's just something you gotta just wait and see and watch. And when it happens, it happens. Then you'll see like, oh, maybe that's something he's learned this year. And that's what life's about. It's kind of just year to year learning from the previous year and trying to make it a little twitch and do better. And that's kind of what I've kind of learned.
How hard is that to put in perspective? You know that whatever's happening today is not necessarily what could be happening a year from now. And not overreacting to whatever happens today, plus or minus.
I feel like it's something big everybody needs to learn, not just in sports, but in life, that things are thrown at you just to see how you react to it. And half the battle is reacting, so I feel like that's kind of something you learn and how you figure things out.
Now I've seen a draft express as you projected as the first round pick next spring. I'm not saying you're looking at something like that. Maybe you are. But what does that? What do you make of that when you haven't played, a lot in the first 2 years to be projected that way?
Right now, it really doesn't matter. We're nowhere near that. So all these they could change in 2 weeks. They can change in 3 months. So none of that really matters. We still have a whole season to go through. We have a whole school year to go through. So that's really nothing you need to worry about until you get to that point.
Now, I read or saw that you were tell me if this is wrong, vice president of the Student Activities Board.
No,
is that even close to right?
I'm the treasurer of our SAC board.
And SAC is what, student athletes?
It's our student athlete board. And
treasurer.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that job entail?
It means we have a group of athletes that kind of control what happens throughout our athlete community, and then we have and that's kind of just what we kind of do. We kind of have the controls of what we want and we're kind of just like a voice of our athletes.
What sort of issues come up that you all wrestle with?
It's kind of more like kind of the new rules that happen in the NCAA or the SEC of how we want it done or how we want to go about it and how we want to be expressed of if we like it or if we don't like it or if we want to change, because we're kind of the voice of how.
You speak for all of
Yeah, exactly, and we want to help our athletes as much as possible.
Is this your first year doing that?
No, this is my third.
Oh, third year.